Now, when we talk about this chart, which is given over here, kindly just focus on this chart. The first chart trade relations. All right. Now, when I talk about liberties, then automatically there are a couple of points which come over here. The first point is labor market outcomes. Obviously, when you're investing in market economics, then the first thing which you have to see that if you're hiring someone, how much you have to pay for that person to that person, and is that person is giving you profit or not. The second important point is globalization. Whatever product or whatever brand you're having, you have to globalize it so that the more it will be globalized, the more profit you'll gain at the end. Technological changes, yes, it's very important. Marketing strategies plays a very important role. You have to adopt new technology so that you can beat in the market and you can run up to the mark. Now, when I talk about changes in taxations, yes, there are changes in taxations. How policy reforms always changes. Policy changes around like 2 years later or 3 years later, but it depends on the necessity and it also depends on the requirement as well. The second point is more regressive taxations. Obviously, if you are a brand, if you're opening a company, or if you're anything on a smaller scale as well, so you have to pay taxations to the government. Access to education, yes, there are policies of different people as well, different industries that they provide scholarships and they provide access to education, so that it is one of the marketing strategy in this content. And yes, in the next context you can say that access to education, how if you will be earning more, then you can obviously give a very good living and give a very good education to all of those people who are linked up with you. Now, racial discrimination. Racial discrimination means racism. Racism means black and white. It means different sectarian violences. It includes that you are proving yourself to be dominant over others. You are discriminating others. You're insulting others. You're violating others. All right. Gender pay gap, which I've already mentioned you, that women are paid lesser as compared to men. But now we are living in 21st century. Many things have been changed. There are many human activists who have continuously spoken about that there should be no discrimination or inequalities among these regions. So yes, now we can say that in 21st century things are improving and women are paid more in today's world, and women are being recognized into different areas as well. All right. Nepotism means that you're criticizing other person. Nepotism also includes that those who belong from higher class, you're always promoting them, but those who belong from lower class, you're always insulting them. So nepotism exactly includes all of those things. All right. Now, wealth concentration, it is very important how much wealthy you are. If you're a sourceful person, then definitely you'll get good things. If you're not a sourceful person, so you will not get good things. You have to struggle a lot. All right. So trade liberties, I've already explained you. Now let's move forward. Causes. Gender discrimination, it's one of the biggest cause in today's world as well. Due to there are so many social activists talking about this thing, but still gender discrimination is present in the world as well, not only in context of wealth, but it is also present in different contexts. For example, if there is a woman and she's saying this is right, and if there are five men sitting over there, they'll say that how a woman can be proven right, or how a woman can say that we should obey her. All right. So these kind of gender discriminations are present in our societies and families and relations as well. Ethnic discrimination, racism is present everywhere in this world. People are treated badly, people are violated, but yes, keep this in mind that five fingers are not always equal. Inadequate mobilization and poor allocation of resources. You are having not enough resources to serve each and every humanity on the earth. So you're facing a lot of problems in this context. Inadequate means limited, it is not unlimited. Other causes are for development, you need money. And if you're not having money or having lesser amount of money, then how can the country be developed in different ways? So people are turning towards corruption so that they can feed their families. There is political instability in a very larger amount which is present over there, that if the government is not working properly according to them, then definitely you have to face all of these things in this regard. All right. Now, when I talk about the next slide, which says that problems of economic disparity. When I talk about problems of economic disparity, it says that rural urban migration, rural people are rural who are living in villages, they're coming to city life, which means urban life, they're migrating to city life so that they can adopt a very good living and then they can feed their families as well. Urbanization means that you are converting to city life so that you can look after your family in a very different and a positive way. Development program stops. Yes, development programs have been stopped. In villages, there used to be programs on a larger context, on a larger, broader way. But as compared to before, there is one more reason due to this that we are suffering from COVID-19 situation in 2020. That is one of the major factors as well. That many things have been stopped over here. So in development programs, it is very important that after every month or after every 2 to 3 months, you have to go and you have to visit different places. You have to give them, you have to give them counseling sessions, and then you have to go once again for the feedback as well. That whatever you have counseled, is it turning in a successful way or not. Then another point is psychological problem. Psychological problem means psychology also includes that men is always dominant, women's are inferior as compared to men. They have to obey men's always. Either if they're wrong or if they're right, you cannot criticize or you cannot raise any point over there. So these are psychological problems which are still going on into our society, and due to this reason, many corruption cases are happening, cases of domestic violence, and other contexts as well. Now, less healthcare facilities are there in village areas as compared to city life. As I've mentioned before about it, that we are not having enough resources to accommodate each and every human on this entire universe. Increased death rate. Due to this reason, death rate has increased due to poverty. Poverty has increased, and due to this reason, corruption is increasing day by day. Child labor is more overused in Pakistan. I can give one more example, which I've stated in the previous slide as well. Then, when I talk about the sports industry of Pakistan, they're utilizing child labor. The reason is child can work actively, child can work more. But yes, child labor point has been discussed on international forum as well. They have criticized that why you're involving children when there is their age to study, so don't involve them. Crime rate has increased due to all of these factors. Now let's move forward. When I talk about remedies to overcome economic disparity, the first point which comes over here is create employment opportunities. Yes, obviously, it gives you employment, so automatically, when you're employed, then corruption rate will go lesser. Increase the wage. You have to increase wage means the amount, the salary which you're paying to another person. If you will increase the wage, then automatically, this is how you can help others into their family matters. Free and compulsory education. If education is compulsory for everyone and if it is free, I will quote an example over here, that is of Japan. Till 12th grade, the education is free in Japan, and then afterwards, whatever you have to study, then the amount is charged. But till 12th grade, it means 12 years, the education is free. So if this kind of system is also introduced in that country in which you're studying, so definitely it will add up into a very great success if we think about it. Now, the fourth point is fair tax system. When I talk about fair tax system, yes, taxations which are paid by individuals are unequal, they're unfair. For example, poor class have to pay more as compared to the middle class and the upper class. All right. So this system should also be balanced. It should be balanced. It is very important. Fair and low prices shops, yes. When I talk about prices shops, see, when I talk about poor class cannot go to mall and they cannot afford a dress over there. And if they want to purchase a dress from there, then definitely they have to, do a lot of savings, and then they should come and they should purchase. So we should have those shops with lower prices so that it should be equal for everyone to purchase whatever they want to have. Strong political system is very important. If your leaders are fair, if your leaders are sincere, if your leaders are dedicated to your government, then definitely a huge change can occur in the society. And gender discrimination, which is very important, and ethnic discrimination, which means like uh, stop criticizing others and stop being racial, and stop being racist. If you're doing all of these things, then definitely you are promoting a negative ideology. When these things will be ended, then automatically our ideology will be transformed into a positive ideology. Equal distribution of resources is very important. That a distribution of resources should be equal for everyone, so that everyone could have access to all of those things. Now there is Simon. There are few questions which are listed over here. Question number one: what are the reasons for economic disparity among different regions of Pakistan? Question number two: what are the problems caused by economic disparity? And question number three: suggest remedies to overcome the economic disparity in Pakistan. You have to solve all of these questions into your notebook, and after attempting this assignment, you have to, where I will post instructions on KP, under my instructions, you have to post your picture of your homework over there. If you're not posting a picture over there, then definitely it will not be counted as your assignment. So that is a compulsory thing. And yes, the deadline which will be given over there, you have to follow the deadline, and you have to submit your work before the deadline ends. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope that the presentation is clear to you, and I hope all of those concepts which I tried to explain you are now clearer in every aspect. If you're having any sort of confusion which is left over, you can definitely ask me on KP in the comments section. Thank you so much. We'll return back with another presentation. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz and Barakallah.